3 and 2 and 1. What is up, First fans? Welcome back to another edition of Crowded Backfields. And this one, I think, is by far the most crowded.
Yeah.
At least of what we've done so far.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, just want to let you know we've got a no sweat draft pack coming up here pretty soon. Look for that in the next few days to a week. We will get that out, and you guys will be able to take that into your fantasy drafts. And with that information, we think you could finish first. It's the whole idea, right? All right. With that, though, we're getting back into this today, and we are talking about the San Francisco 49ers crowded backfield and what we think about it.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot kind of to say about this, but we're going to start with Devin and see what he has to say.
All right. Well, I mean, the starter right now is Raheem Mostert. He's the number one right now, but he's also really injury prone. And they drafted Trey Sermon, which everyone's predicting him to take over, which he probably will. But when will that be? Probably close to about half the season he'll take over. I don't really think Trey Sermon, when he takes over, is going to do as good as Mostert. So I don't know really what's going to happen there. If Mostert's going to take back over, are they just going to lean on Sermon if he doesn't do as well?
And halfway through the season is when Jeffrey Wilson Jr. comes back too, who played pretty well when Mostert was injured. But of course he is injured too.
Yeah, I mean Jeff Wilson has always been a fill-in for injury, so I don't think he's going to interfere.
What about Wayne Gallman? You have any thoughts on that? No?
I don't think so. No.
I mean, they did just sign him before they drafted Trey Sermon to basically $1 million one-year contract. And he played pretty decent when he was with the Giants last year. When he started for about 7 games, he averaged 18 fantasy points per game for a crappy Giants team.
I don't think so. Most teams that have a backup running back usually don't put that guy as a starter when they just drafted a running back.
So you think Gallman's just a depth play?
Yeah, exactly. Just like Jeff Wilson.
They've got a lot of depth. I mean, they've got JaMychal Hasty, who was a rookie last year. They picked up Wayne Gallman, Jeff Wilson.
Right.
They drafted Trey Sermon. They still have Raheem Mostert. Kyle Juszczyk gets a few carries here and there as the fullback. And Elijah Mitchell.
I was just about to say
who
that.
Is
they drafted
maybe an exciting running back.
A little bit of a gem there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a gem.
Yeah, this backfield is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm staying away from pretty much all of it unless you can get one of these guys really late in your draft.
Yeah.
I'm staying away, at least for right now. Maybe that'll change once we get closer to the preseason. We get to see these players, see maybe what they're doing, how they look. But right now,
I feel like if you're really happy with your team at the moment and you're halfway through that draft, maybe take a swing on Mostert or Sermon. But that's it.
Yeah, or maybe way later on, like one of the last players, Elijah Mitchell. You could just see what you got. You sit him on your bench, and
see what
a player gets hurt. I mean, you never know with these coaches. If they just decide they like a player, especially San Francisco, they're going to put him in and play him. We've seen that all along with these players. I mean, Raheem Mostert was a nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an older player, and he got put in, and nobody thought he'd be playing. And
they're also known for injury.
Yeah.
So these players are almost guaranteed to get injured. Elijah Mitchell's
which is another reason why I don't know if we really should even be targeting any of these guys on the San Francisco backfield.
Yep.
But that's just our 2 cents for right now. We want to just fill you in a little bit on what we thought about the San Francisco 49ers crowded backfield. We're going to be doing
New England next.
Yeah, New England Patriots next. We've just completed Indianapolis and Denver Broncos. So if you want to look at those, just go back a few videos. You can take a look at those guys and see what you might have missed, and then look forward to the new videos coming up. We're doing a whole little series on this. There's about 7 teams or so we might complete. So look for those in the future. And with that said, thanks for watching, and remember to
finish first.
Thank you for listening to the FantasyFootballFirst.com podcast.
Jackson throws complete. Crabtree has it for a touchdown.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Get more fantasy info and check us out at FantasyFootballFirst.com.